Because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
And the Dodgers have taken the first two games in the National League Championship Series.
10 times this year we've won 4 in a row, so that's also a possibility.
This is hit a ton. It is back. It is out of here.
The Crew are in Los Angeles, taking on the Dodgers in Game 3 of the National League Championship Series at Dodger Stadium. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 4:30. October runs through the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm Adam Roberts in for John Mercure, and this is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. It's Thursday, October 16th. Your top story, finger-pointing continues over the government shutdown.
I'm Mike Spaulding in for Julia Fellow. Someone gets banned from the ballpark.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound on 41, backing up from the county line all the way down to Good Hope Road. Back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. Northbound slowing from Mayfair Road up to Capitol. And then we've got southbound 43 backing up just a bit from south of Capitol Drive down to North Avenue and again through the Marquette. Northbound slowing down north of North Avenue up towards Center Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Partly sunny. We do have some rain moving into central Wisconsin that could reach our area later today. A high of 64. Overnight tonight, chance for showers, mostly cloudy and a low of 56. Right now, it's 61. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it's day 16 of the U.S. government shutdown, and the blame game between Republican and Democratic leaders is reaching a new level after a 10th failed vote. ABC's Chuck Severson has the latest.
Protecting Affordable Care Act tax credits remains a demand by Democrats, including House Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health centers are closing.
Senate Republican Leader John Thune repeating this from House Speaker Mike Johnson.
I met with Leader Thune, and he offered to Chuck Schumer a vote on Obamacare subsidies, and Schumer said no.
The Senate Democratic leader.
Leader Thune has not come to me with any proposal.
The stalemate continues.
The White House also trying to fire some workers, although a federal judge has put a restraining order on those moves.
If you're traveling through Mitchell International Airport, what you won't be seeing is a message addressing the aforementioned government shutdown. The video message that is playing at some airports around the country features Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem blaming Democrats for federal workers that are currently working without pay. An airport spokesperson confirming to WTMJ that Milwaukee County law bans political messages on displays in county buildings. And while the TSA does control some of its own monitors at security checkpoints, the video isn't playing at any of those either.
President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin speaking over the phone today regarding the ongoing war in Ukraine. The White House indicates that call lasted around 2 hours today. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says Trump and Putin are now planning to meet at a later date in Hungary. There were no plans mentioned for Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky to meet.
The Justice Department is expected to seek a grand jury indictment against former National Security Advisor John Bolton. That development coming 2 months after federal investigators raided Bolton's home and office as part of an investigation into his handling of classified documents. CBS's Rebecca Rofi says that unlike other cases, this one had a warrant.
We know that warrant has led to the recovery of a significant amount of information. We don't know what exactly is contained within the boxes, documents, and computer evidence that was recovered by the FBI.
The move coming after the indictments of former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James, and what does appear to be President Trump targeting some perceived political enemies.
In Wisconsin, veterans forced to relocate after 2 housing facilities officially shut down.
Veteran housing and recovery programs in Chippewa Falls and Green Bay were shut down last month due to a lack of funding in the state budget. The Department of Veteran Affairs releasing a statement blaming the Republican-controlled legislature for failing to provide the funds to keep the sites open. Officials say residents from both facilities have found alternative options, with several moving to a site in Union Grove. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A restaurant in Cudahy set to be closed for the foreseeable future after an early morning fire. The Cudahy Fire Department responding to Lakeside Pub and Grill just after 6 o'clock this morning, where they found the building heavily damaged by smoke and fire. The department's battalion chief telling our news partners at TMJ4 that they were able to quickly get the fire under control, but not before it destroyed the attic and a large portion of the restaurant's first floor. No injuries were reported. The cause of that fire remains under investigation.
A Brewers fan has lost her job and ballpark privileges. This after a heated exchange with a Dodgers fan during Game 2 of the National League Championship Series at American Family Field.
Call ice.
Call ice. Call ice. I'm a U.S. citizen. We're veteran, baby girl.
The video captured by Dodgers fan Ricardo Fasado responding back to Shannon Kolbarsik requesting to call ice on him. Police did eventually eject the pair, and Kolbarczyk was fired from her job at Manpower Group. The Brewers say both fans have been banned from future events at the ballpark for violating the guest code of conduct.
Coming up in sports, seeing green in more ways than one.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 305.
You know, James, we'll be running this place together for a while, and one day, hopefully, you and your kids will be doing the same.
That's the plan, Dad, and we're making changes so we stay ahead of the game.
Like the new Marty's Pizza Delafield.com?
We've made it extremely easy for both our young and older customers to make fast online orders.
It is really convenient, but if you like to call your orders in, a friendly Marty's Pizza employee will be there to answer with a smile.
Remember Marty's Pizza, right off of I-94 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
And at marty'spizzadelafield.com.
Dad, it's been almost 7 decades, and I think we just keep getting better.
And we've been in Delafield since 1982. We've been very fortunate.
At Marty's Pizza, we do our best to keep prices at a value.
And we stay true to our roots with the tastiest thin pepperoni we can find. 100% of real mozzarella cheese, our very own exclusive sausage, and an almost 70-year-old sauce recipe, both which Marty himself taught us how to make.
Dad, we got to keep on trucking.
We will, son. We will.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Kristen Bry, and if you're in the market for a new dentist, you should check out my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care. Dr. Michaels is committed to providing you with the highest level of care possible. I can assure you that he will prioritize your needs, no matter how sensitive, just like he did with mine. And also, he will be honest with you about what work you need now and what can wait. So whether you need a simple cleaning and exam, a teeth whitening, a more complex dental procedure, Economwalk Dental Care is always there to make you feel as comfortable as possible and give you and your family an amazing smile. And dental care doesn't have to break the bank. Dr. Michael's fantastic staff can set you up with a no-interest payment plan. Listen, we all have to go to the dentist, so don't put it off any longer. Call and make an appointment today with my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care. You can find him at drmichaelsdentalcare.com or give him a call at 262-567-7224.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call. That's all sports desk. Brewers need a win tonight. Not technically, but you really want one in Game 3 of the National League Championship Series against the Dodgers in L.A. this afternoon. The Crew trailing by 2 games in the series, as I mentioned. Manager Pat Murphy says Aaron Ashby will get the start for the Crew, but pitching plans from there still under construction.
We've got Quintana, Mizorowski for some bulk. We've got with a day off, all our relievers should be good.
And we'll see when Quintana gets into the game tonight, if at all. First pitch set for 5:08 p.m. Our Brewers network coverage starts at 4:30 right here on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ. And in the NBA, Bucks guard A.J. Green getting a pay raise. ESPN Shams Charania reporting the Green and the Bucks have agreed on a 4-year, $45 million contract extension that'll lock him up through the 29-30 NBA season. The Bucks open this season at home on Wednesday against the Wizards.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 309.
Everyone needs a plumber in their contacts list, and I've got yours, Vince Vitrano here. It's Horner Plumbing. We had a big job on the Vitrano home, needed to move the water hookups for the washer-dryer and refrigerator, and we turned to the trusted experts for more than 50 years in Southeast Wisconsin, Horner Plumbing. CJ and Kaylee, they did a great job at the house. All the follow-up with Horner was amazing, great work, and outstanding customer service. Residential, commercial, and new construction, HornerPlumbing.com. Have it in your contact list, because when it's a plumbing emergency, that is not the time you want to start your search. I've got your plumber. Full service plumbing, water heater repairs and installs, drain cleaning, garbage disposals, bathroom and kitchen renovations. Full service plumbing. Free quotes and upfront pricing means no surprises. You want a deal? Tell them Vinny sent you, and Horner Plumbing will knock $50 off that first service. Get started now at Horner Plumbing. That's HornerPlumbing.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Adam Roberts and Mike Spaulding.
Happy Thursday, Wisconsin's Afternoon News, walking you up till Brewers baseball today at 4:30 from Chavez Ravine. Beautiful ballpark, all things aside with the ongoing situation with the Dodgers right now. I will acknowledge that ballpark is a gorgeous place for a ball game.
Perfect day for a Brewers win. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, down 0-2. Again, like I said on the Sportscast, it's not technically a must-win. I mean, the 0-4 Red Sox do exist. There is a precedent for coming back 0-3, but really don't want to get to that point. We'll talk more about it here in just a minute. Let's get right to what we're tracking today.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
We mentioned it in the top of the hour news. A big phone call today between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Ongoing conversations between the two leaders of superpowers over the war in Ukraine that's now stretching for 3.5 years at this point. The pair holding a more than 2-hour phone call today, that according to the White House. This on the eve of the former President Trump's in-person meeting tomorrow, scheduled with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. The president on social media also indicating today that another meeting with Putin, this time in Hungary in person, will happen in the future. That could include further discussions on ending the ongoing war. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says in the meantime, a high-level advisors meeting is set for next week.
Plans are now being made for the Russian side and our folks, led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, to meet.
Leavitt did not mention any meeting possible with Trump or Putin in the capital Budapest in Hungary. But Prime Minister Viktor Orban, a close friend, of course, of President Trump, and CNN also with an interesting nugget on that. Budapest, the capital of Hungary, was a finalist to host the last in-person meeting between the two in August. That before, of course, Anchorage, Alaska was selected up in the Arctic. So there is precedent potentially for this to happen. No date obviously set, and we'll be watching for that meeting tomorrow. Trump and Zelensky with a, shall we say, interesting history of in-person meetings in the past.
Do you think the secretary who books that meeting decides on where they're going to go because they want to take a vacation? But there has to be a little bit of that, right?
I mean, Vienna's just right down the road or right down the rails. You could have picked there. But
I've never seen Budapest, so a good time of year, I hear. The math is working against your Milwaukee Brewers after they dropped the first 2 games of the NLCS to the Dodgers.
It's my understanding that there would be no math.
Unfortunately, there is, and the math of the NLCS is the first team to win 4 games advances to the World Series. The Brewers do still have a fighting chance as they face the Dodgers in Game 3 tonight in L.A. Aaron Ashby, heard of him, gets another first-inning start today. Another one, riding him into the ground. He'll go up against Tyler Glasnow for the Dodgers. And while some may be doubting the Brewers' chances of making a comeback, Pat Murphy's son Austin thinks otherwise. He was asked during a media availability on Wednesday what makes the team able to bounce back.
Everybody hears your dad talking all the time, so based on your inside knowledge of the Brewers, what do they have to do to get out of this 2-0 deficit they're facing?
Just stick with it and keep battling through it. The guys respond back really good. Started the season 0-4. Those games were not good, but then they responded with the best record in baseball, so I believe they can do it.
I feel like that kid had some media training.
Yeah, it's almost like his dad manages a professional baseball team.
If you would have asked me what my dad did when I was 10 years old, I would have said something, he works in an office somewhere or something like that.
My dad used to take me on snowplow rides because he worked for the city in Fond du Lac, so that was my experience.
If you are interested in catching Brewers-Dodgers Game 3, you can catch it right here on WTMJ. Brewers Radio Network coverage starts at 4:30. We'll be taking you up to that. First pitch set for 5:08.
Well, number 3 news you didn't know you needed. It turns out that viral imprint on a Chicago sidewalk went mega viral last year, dubbed the Chicago Rat Hole. It may have been misidentified. You've likely heard the story of the rat hole by now.
It was a story that made an impression.
That's right. WGN's Mike Lowe with that one. That's a wonderful, wonderful job. According to new research from scientists at the University of Tennessee, it appears that imprint actually may have been made by a squirrel. They say up to 98.67%, which according to John Oliver means they went super specific on the digits, so it's likely true. It was a squirrel. That's a direct quote from the research, by the way. And that elongated forelimbs and digits on the sidewalk impression exceed the measurements of a brown rat. But the Chicago squirrel hole doesn't have quite the same...
doesn't flow quite
it
as
does
well.
not.
The good news is there is also a secondary name for this rat hole. Splatitui, people.
Splatitui.
That's right. The study, by the way, did end by humorously proposing the city rename that imprint to the Windy City Sidewalk Squirrel. And I think it was Bob Brainerd who told me once, who pays these people to do these studies?
Someone went to Harvard for this.
University of Tennessee.
Oh, okay, there you
That's
go.
right. Mm-hmm.
Seems right up their alley.
3:15 on WTMJ, turning our attention from rat holes to City Hall. Coming up next.
Get your popcorn ready. It'll be a fun day.
We'll explain next.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanners Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanners has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanners, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 15.75 ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Cheetos, Fritos, Smart Food, or Tostitos dip, 2 for $7. 64 ounce or 8-pack selected varieties Juicy Juice, 2 for $5.50. 8.2 to 18 ounce selected varieties C-Pack frozen seafood, $5.99. 6 count selected varieties Bay's English muffins, $2.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini here to talk about my brand new show, WTMJ Outdoors. Coming up, we're talking turkey. This week we talk hunting in Wisconsin, deer hunting from the outdoors perspective, equipment, and deer camp. And we wrap it up with a conversation about wolves in Douglas County, Wisconsin. All things Wisconsin outdoors. Join us every Saturday, 2 to 3, right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
It's 3:17 on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Let's get a look at the roads with Debbie Lazago.
Southbound 43, going to be a heavy ride from Good Hope Road down to Bender Road, back on the brakes from just south of Capitol Drive down to North Avenue, and again right through the Marquette. Northbound's just tightening up right around the North Avenue curve there. Westbound 94, watch for backups from about 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's just got a couple of pockets, one right past 70th Street to Hawley Road, and again through the Stadium interchange. We've got northbound 41 also slowing down from Mayfair Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast is brought to you by Sweet Talks Med Spa. Your goals are our goals. Going to be 56 for your low tonight, mostly cloudy. Warming up to 72 for your Friday with a chance of afternoon showers and storms. Breezy, cloudy, rainy on Saturday if you're heading out to the Badger game, 71. Showers likely Sunday, a high of 60. Sun on Monday for a possible Brewers-Dodgers game 6 and a high of 63. Right now, it is partly sunny and 61 in Milwaukee at 318.
Let's go to the hop. Let's go.
I do see Isaac working back there and picking the song selection for us. And yes, we are indeed talking about the hop again. Kind of been setting this up all day today and really, for the matter, all week this week.
Get your popcorn ready. It'll be a fun day.
That is Alderman Scott Spiker. He was here on Wisconsin's Afternoon News on Monday, kind of setting the stage for what is happening right now at City Hall. So the Department of Public Works, they're the group that runs the streetcar or oversee it. They also take care of snow removal, sanitation, yada, yada, yada. They are in day 2 of hearings before the Finance and Personnel Committee because it is budget season. And the mayor has put out his proposed budget. The council expected to approve it after amending it in November. So today we're talking about the streetcar. Now, there's been a lot of talk lately, especially about the costs of this system. It's 2 miles, runs through downtown, and it's expected next year in the budget to cost just over around $7 million. You compare that with the revenue it's expected to bring in, that's just over 2.7. So you do the math, it's about $4.2 million deficit. And if anyone hates hearing about a deficit, it's people at City Hall. So Scott Spiker is no stranger to kind of talking down on the streetcars, never been a huge fan of it, and that remains the case today. A clip of him just a few moments ago from this meeting.
What would we do if we were Tom Barrett now? If he had known that the streetcar post-Act 12 was going to be locked in a 2-mile loop that just circled downtown and cost you $4 million, would he have said, yeah, I want that? Or would he have said, hard pass? Hard to know. He's not here. Bless you.
Yeah, left that one in there. There's a lot of coughing at this meeting for some reason. By the way, Tom Barrett is in town. He was making a speaking appearance, I think, earlier today. I don't want to say where because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do know he is in the city. But the point still stands, as the alderman mentioned, you're operating this thing at a more than $4 million loss when there's other issues in the city. Mike, as you know as well as anyone, that when there's $4 million being bled on something that isn't likely going to grow, which is the case with this streetcar, you do start to ask, could that money go somewhere else?
Yeah, well, and you also start to wonder, what's the out? Like, where is the out? And you heard the alderman say it, like, what are our options here moving forward? I don't think the mayor would have ever thought that this would be stuck where it is right now.
So the streetcar goes back to 2018, and for those in the know, that was well before even that a hot topic of discussion. It was a lot of should we, shouldn't we regarding this, and now we're 7 years later, and the system is still stuck right where it is. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that. The federal government, under President Trump, seems unlikely to be sending more money. We just saw they rescind millions from the 6th Street project, so unlikely that they would send more to a streetcar system. And then at the state level, Act 12, as it was written specifically in that legislation, prohibits tax financing from going towards spreading the streetcar, expanding it. So the city's basically with a gun at both ends here, and you're kind of stuck with the system as it exists. Now, on the flip side, as Alderman Bob Bauman, for example, has been a long time a champion of this system. And he put out a statement actually during this meeting, which was kind of surprising, in conjunction with Alderman Peter Burgelis, essentially saying that, look, the streetcar may not be charging a fare. It may not be generating a lot of revenue outside of like Pato putting a sponsorship tag on it, but it does increase property values, and there is documentation that it's like 16% if you're right along that line, which means the property tax levy goes up. And so that means other property tax values aren't being sucked as much because the levy is more sustained by the downtown developments. We heard the state of downtown today. We're hoping to talk about that a little more tomorrow, but the point is made that we're generating more revenue from taxes on buildings around the network so that more doesn't have to come from, let's say, if you live on the far northwest side, for example.
Yeah, it's one of those weird government spending big picture things, right? To your point of property values going up, property taxes going up. That's not something that you and I see, right? As normal people wandering around. All we see is low, the hop being taken off for repairs, the hop not being able to be expanded, all those like big picture front facing things. But talking to someone like a Jeff Sherman, who's been very involved with the hop, has a podcast that he records on the hop itself, who would say, yeah, you get the Couture building, right? The Couture building.
Yeah, because there is the transit center that the hop goes through. Now, that took a while to get there, and there was a lot of slow progress with that, but it did ultimately come through.
So I guess the bigger question, too, is I know we got to get to break here, but I think the bigger question to ask is it okay that this is what the hop's going to be? Like, are we at a point now where we go, this is what it's going to be? Maybe one day it gets to Fiserv Forum, but the dreams of it going out to American Family Field aren't going to happen, and is that okay? I think that's kind of where we're at right now as a question.
We'll finish with one more from the Alderman Spiker.
It's not going to make it to the Fiserv. It's not going to make it to Potawatomi. It's not going to make it to Bronzeville. There's these places that it was designed to ultimately go, which now it can't. And to be told, well, just wait for it, like you've seen Hamilton too many times, is a problem, because while we wait, we pay $4 million a year. And our needs are growing. And our status quo is slowly killing us.
324 on WTMJ News. About your money now. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Losses across the board today on Wall Street. The Dow down over 300 points at 45,952. The NASDAQ off 108 at 22,563. And the S&P 500 finishing down about 42 points on the day at 6,629. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
Don't just get a ride, build a travel experience together with KB Excursions. Vince Vitrano here for this family-owned business. Custom designing travel for your major event or just a night out. Luxury motor coach service, or for smaller groups, the beautiful Mercedes Sprinter, leather seats, TV, whole setup, golf trip, wedding party, night on the town, ride to the ball game. And with personal service from Khalid, Amy, and the KB Excursions team, getting there will be half the fun. KBExcursions.com.
Hey, John Merck here. I love Otto's Wine and Spirits. It makes me smile. Serve in Milwaukee since 1945. It's where I buy my wine. It's where I buy my beer. It's where I buy my spirits. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits, employee-owned, friendly staff, 7 locations. They know what they're doing. They've got the best prices at Otto's. They've got the best selection. Open 7 days a week with several locations. Milwaukee, Menominee Falls, which is where I go. Elm Grove, Brown Deer, Cedarburg. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. They are the real deal. Buy it at Otto's.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Hey, John Merck here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. I know that, and I know I get it with Pella. They've worked in our house, and we trust them inherently. A lot of customers maybe have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust Pella with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Gina Della leads an incredible team, whether it's in their showroom, which is incredible, the Experience Center in Brookfield, or whether it's when they're in your house, sitting down at the kitchen table or measuring up your stuff. Pella will get it done every single time, and the attention to detail they gave us, man, unbelievable. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month. You get 0% interest for up to 5 years. 0 for 5. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It is 3:30. I'm Adam Roberts. Your top story: still not enough votes.
I'm Mike Spaulding. Making it illegal to block your license plate.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound on 43, seeing backups from Capitol Drive down to about Locust, and then back on the brakes through the Marquette, down over the high-rise bridge. More delays from Beecher down to the KK River. Westbound 94 is backed up from 17th Street all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. A little more of a delay just inside the Waukesha County line to Elm Grove Road. And southbound on the bypass, seeing backups from Greenfield Avenue to Lincoln, and then from National all the way down past Beloit Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Might see some rain this evening, especially our northern counties. Low down to 56 tonight. Partly sunny. Chance for storms tomorrow late and a high of 72. Right now it's 61. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, and standoff continuing in Washington. Day 16 of the federal government shutdown, and neither side of the Senate is willing to give an inch after a failed 10th vote.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says the Democrats have been clear.
We're not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that guts the health care of the American people. This is a major issue for millions of Americans all across the country.
And while he says it requires urgent action now, Speaker Mike Johnson says,
we were always planning to continue the debate and discussion about that issue.
But he says the government needs to reopen first.
The Obamacare subsidy issue is not the issue of today.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Senator Mitch McConnell reportedly in good health after he took a spill on his way to the Capitol building this morning. ABC's Perry Rosso.
He was walking in the hallway when 2 volunteers who were asking him questions about ICE approached. He then fell to the ground. This is not the first time the senator has fallen. He fell back in February. Also back in February, the 83-year-old senator from Kentucky announced that he would not be seeking re-election.
And some developing news out of Washington this afternoon. The Senate has since wrapped up voting, has since wrapped up negotiations, which means that ongoing shutdown will extend at least until day 17.
A new deal between the White House and the pharmaceutical company EMD Serono will make fertility medications more affordable, with President Trump making that announcement today, noting the deal will decrease the cost of drugs like Gonal F, which treats infertility in both men and women. The president also noting this is part of his promise to expand IVF access to families across the country.
Here back at home, lawmakers passing a bill that would make license plate concealment devices illegal.
State Representative Bob Donovan says the devices, commonly known as license plate flippers, allows people to cover their license plate so they can't be identified.
This bill would close this loophole decisively. It prohibits the sale, possession, purchase, installation, and use of any device designed to hide a license plate.
Violators could face a $1,000 fine and up to 90 days in jail. The bill received bipartisan support and now heads to the governor for his signature. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Just wrapping up at Milwaukee City Hall.
Our needs are growing, and our status quo is slowly killing us.
Members of Milwaukee's Common Council critical during budget hearings today after the city's streetcar is set to lose $4 million in incoming revenue. Greater Milwaukee Committee President Joel Brennan on Wisconsin's Midday News says there's still potential for the streetcar.
I think the bigger question is when and how can we ensure that the hop, which is now just a downtown circulator, could be looked at as a larger transit answer for the rest of the region.
There have been increasing ridership trends since the COVID-19 pandemic for the streetcar. It is expected to generate around $2.5 million in revenue next year.
Hoping to address the growing trend of teacher shortages, Milwaukee Public Schools is now encouraging that retired educators head back into the classroom.
The positions are open to retirees from MPS or any Wisconsin school district. MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius tells WTMJ.
There's an absolute benefit to have our experienced, permanent licensed teachers in the classroom who know MPS, who know our kids and our families, and they're part of our community already. It is really easy. However, we will welcome new faces and new friends. So we welcome all folks to come in and work with our kids.
She says the district needs to fill 83 vacancies. There's a $1,000 bonus for teachers that choose to return to the classroom. Elizabeth Linton, WTMJ News.
Some Wisconsin lawmakers calling out the Universities of Wisconsin system over a proposed tuition increase.
Lawmakers like State Representative David Murphy want to put a cap on any tuition hike.
This legislation would really put tuition into a situation where the idea of tuition freezes probably would never have to come up again.
But UW Interim Vice President of Finance and Administration, Julie Gordon, says increasing costs adjust with inflation and cost of living.
The universities of Wisconsin are always considering the overall cost of attendance and what that means for our students as well.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
A battle over rate hikes for water systems happening in the village of Mugwanago. The state's Public Service Commission says it wants to raise rates by more than 6%. However, village officials are proposing a rate of just under 5%. The average homeowner then would see their bills rise to more than $18 per month instead of more than $25 per month with that 6% raise. Mugwanago leaders say that the lower rate would still cover the cost of adding 2 new water wells. More than 100 people have already filed comments objecting to their higher water rates.
Time now for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers and Dodgers on the field tonight in L.A. for Game 3 of the National League Championship Series. Brewers got some work to do to dig out of an 0-2 series hole.
You're 4 games from the World Series. You'll take it. Whatever that mountain is, we'll take it. Now let's get to work. Whatever's happened in the past has happened in the past. Let's roll. This is the best group to go through it with because they've had a special fiber all year long, so I'm pretty confident.
Stop me if you've heard this before. The Brewers going with an opener in Game 3. Aaron Ashby, who started Game 1, will be back on the bump tonight for the Crew. The Dodgers countering with Tyler Glasnow. Our coverage begins at 4:30 here on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ. And Packers head coach Matt LaFleur not sure who will be under center for the Cardinals as the Packers head to the desert Sunday afternoon. Arizona's starting QB Kyler Murray dealing with a foot injury currently, and backup Jacoby Brissett threw for over 300 yards last weekend against the Colts.
Both those guys have different skill sets. It's going to be a little bit more on our players' plate, but that's just the situation, and that's what we got to do.
It'll be a 3:25 p.m. kick from Glendale on Sunday.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:37.
There are over 690,000 people whose lives are touched by the Wisconsin retirement system, which covers local police, firefighters, publicly employed teachers, and UWM system employees. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a special webinar. Understand your WRS potential on Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Retirement planning can be complex. What does your most recent statement mean for your plan? How will it work with the rest of your financial portfolio? Is there anything you're missing? No matter your age or retirement status, learn more as we walk through pension scenarios and answer WRS questions. The Annex Wealth Management financial planning team is experienced when it comes to the WRS pension and assists many clients as they move to and through retirement. Understand your WRS potential is Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. It's a complimentary webinar and is open to anyone. More information and registration at annexwealth.com/events. Annex Wealth Management is a fee-only fiduciary specializing in investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. Know the difference. It starts at annexwealth.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Take me out to the ball game. Welcome back to Wisconsin's afternoon news. I'm Mike Spaulding, filling in for Julia Fellow. Adam Roberts in studio, filling in for John Mercure. Adam, it's not do or die, but it sure does feel like it on the baseball diamond. If the Brewers want to avoid falling into a 3-0 hole against the Dodgers, they're going to need to reclaim some of that midsummer magic. Aaron Ashby taking the mound, as we mentioned, tonight in what feels like a must-win for the Brewers. And it feels like you've seen a lot of Aaron Ashby on the mound lately. It's because you have. Brewers extra innings host Dom Catronio, though, tells Wisconsin's Midday News it's all by design.
If he can give you an inning, that means whoever follows, whether it's Quintana or Mizorowski, would hopefully, ideally, only have to face that top third of the order twice. And if they face that top third of the order twice and everything goes according to plan, which best laid plans are sometimes ruined, that you're in the 7th inning and you can hand it to your leverage bullpen by that point. So that's the gamble the Brewers are playing once again.
And still, no matter how well Ashby and the Brewers pitching staff performs tonight, the team will need to get hot at the plate to keep from going down 3-0. Here's Dom again.
Well, I mean, it starts with the guy in the middle, Christian Yelich. I mean, the Brewers were never going to win this series without an RBI from Christian Yelich and without production from Christian Yelich. It has to start from 22. Now, is he going to be hitting third again? Is he going to be hitting lower in the order? We'll wait and see. But my theory is you got to go with your stars in October. And even despite, Shohei Ohtani not doing much offensively in this series, or even Mookie, or yes, Freddie hit the home run in Game 1, the Brewers have kept the Dodgers stars in check to just 7 runs over the first 2 games. I mean, you would have signed up for that every day of the week coming into this series. So the fact being is the Brewers need not just Jackson Chourio, but they need Yelly. They need Contreras, the guys in the middle of the order, the guys that are the focal points of the other team's scouting reports to perform. And if it was that easy, everybody would do it. But that's where the offense has to come from. You can't get cute this time of year.
Yeah, and as Dom said, the bats are ice cold. Pitching has actually been pretty good. I mean, Freddie Peralta was 1 pitch away from getting through 6 innings. The thing that stands out to me in this series, and I know it's like beating a dead horse, but it is the dichotomy between a team that can spend money on starting pitching and one like the Brewers, where it seems like every time they pull somebody out of the bullpen, Levering's going, hey, did you know at the start of this season he was throwing, balls of paper into a garbage can in his office, and now he's, going into 3 high leverage innings in the World Series.
Yeah, you laid it right on the head there. I mean, I've been watching every game closely, as I know our WTMJ fans have, and listening as well. And it seems like every time I'm just waiting for that moment where something goes off the rails, and then that's just like, it's like deflating a balloon. It feels like when Pete Alonso hit that home run in the Wild Card Series last year, just all the air comes out. And now we're on the road, which I know it's going to be, I'm doing the math here, they're 2 hours behind, so that's going to be a 3:08 first pitch in L.A., 5:08 here in Milwaukee. Traffic's rough in L.A., it's not going to be a full house right away, but that still place can fit $55,000. So the Brewers, after having that home field advantage and nothing going their way in that regard, now you got to go into this tough environment that the Phillies were in, and I don't know if it was crowd noise or just a whoopsie by the pitcher who gave up that error that sent the Dodgers on, but you're just wondering, could that and will that happen to the Brewers here?
Yeah, the good news is that the Brewers are too good of a team, in my understanding and my belief, to get swept. So they're going to get one of these games. You saw in the ALCS last night that the Blue Jays just got hot and scored 14 runs or whatever it was. So it feels like the Brewers are due for a W, but as I watch tonight, I'll be keeping my eye on 2 things. That'll be the performance of the bullpen and, of course, the middle of that lineup. There needs to be more than just Jackson Chourio hitting walk-off home runs. Brewers-Dodgers tonight, Game 3 of the NLCS from Los Angeles. Brewers Radio Network coverage gets underway at 4:30 right here on WTMJ. First pitch set for just after 5. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 3:43.
It's Beatlemania. 1, 2, 3, 4. Experience the Fab Four as they perform music from their film Help, plus a set of their greatest hits live at Milwaukee's Pabst Theater on Friday, November 7th. Relive some of the greatest songs ever written. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. The Fab Four, the ultimate Beatles tribute, live at the Pabst Theater November 7th. Tickets at PabstTheaterGroup.com.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Aug Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Aug Prep North, made for more. Apply today at augprep.org.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit froedtert.com/heart.
Wisconsin Harley-Davidson's filling up your fall calendar. Join them Sunday, October 19th for the Freedom 150 ride, celebrating 150 years of Economowalk and the U.S. Paralympic wheelchair curling team. The ride starts at the dealership with stops at Open Road and West Bend Harley-Davidson, ending at Rally Point for a concert. And don't miss the early Halloween celebration, Saturday, October 25th at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and at WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
If you missed this,
Jonathan Lavoie, renowned criminal defense attorney, is a partner at Kim and Lavoie, and he is with us.
I think there's a real shot that the judge may allow for some type of bail with very strict conditions.
Or this.
The amount of damage done to the Iran nuclear sites, can you talk about that?
He continues to argue that they were completely destroyed, that they were obliterated.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Draycamp Heating.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Want to save big on your next home improvement project? Visit extpros.com today for expert services at unbeatable prices.
346 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Let's head out to the roads where some volume pickup is happening, Deb.
Yep, southbound on 894 backing up between the Zoo Interchange and the Hale. It's pretty solid all the way through. Southbound 41, we do have backups from about the county line down to Good Hope Road. You're back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive, with the northbound side slowing down from Mayfair Road all the way up almost to Capitol Drive. Southbound 43, a little pocket of heavy traffic right through to Good Hope Road. And then we've got more delays from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. We do have more delays heading down past Lincoln towards the KK River crossing. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ forecast, slight chance for some showers tonight, mostly cloudy otherwise, a low of 56. We'll see some sun tomorrow. The real story is going to be the warm temperatures, high of 72. Could see some afternoon showers and storms as well. More 70s on Saturday, 71 to be exact, but it will be breezy and rainy, especially late. More rain possible on Sunday with a high of 60, up to 63 and sunny on your Monday. Right now, it is partly sunny and 61 in Milwaukee at 347.
From sidelines to the studios and everything in between, no one brings you closer to the action.
Micah Parsons is on the trajectory to a first ballot Hall of Fame. That's the trajectory he's on, just plain and simple what it is.
It's time to get caught up on the green and gold with today's insider, ESPN's Alex Strofe, on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
What the hell's going on out here?
Green and Gold Insiders with you on a Thursday. We welcome in host of Green Bay Game Day here on WTMJ, Alex Strofe. How are you doing, Alex? How are we feeling?
Adam, I am terrific. It's good to see you. We've got an alternate cast this week. No John, no Julia. Good to be with you guys.
Next man up.
Yeah.
Next
Just like the
man
Packers and the Brewers all need to follow, yes.
Yeah, let's start there. We're going to get to the Packers and the Cardinals coming up, but we are just a short while away here from Game 3 out in L.A. Shout out Chili Peppers. Strophe, you and Will Summers lead the watch party over on ESPN Milwaukee. Last game, first pitch, you guys are riled, you're rooting, and it was just all downhill from there. I mean, What in the world do we got to do to get the bats going against whoever the Dodgers throw out today?
Show a pulse, Adam. Show a pulse. I mean, look, you've got to give credit where credit is due to Yamamoto and Snell, both of their starting pitchers, easy for me to say, accounted for 17 of the 18 innings they've played so far. That's absurd. That's unheard of. So while they've been so good, you need to find a way to manufacture base runners, which is something the Brewers were so good at all season. They were disciplined on the base pads, and that's how they got to 97 wins in the regular season, just something they've been incapable of doing in the first 2 games. But hopefully they can take a page out of the Blue Jays book and win a big one on the road.
What's the headline going to be tomorrow morning?
Brewers smash Dodgers. Hopefully. Tyler Glass now on the mound, though, for LA. I mean, they have like 4 guys who in a regular year would get Cy Young votes. And yes, you make the money hand motion, Adam. You're right about that. But, I mean, it's unbelievable the differences of these teams. I mean, you talk about the winningest team in baseball who has a payroll 1/3 the size of the Dodgers. It's come out in the first 2 games, what the payroll difference is. But hopefully tonight it looks a little bit different.
Speaking of leagues and payrolls, one where everything's maybe a little more pared down, the NFL. We've got the Packers 3-1-1, shifting gears now, out in the desert this weekend against a Cardinals team that is banged up. We still don't know about Kyler Murray. Is it going to be his show? Is it going to be the Jacoby Brissett 3 hours of fun in Glendale? But Matt LaFleur has said, and we've seen in the past, when you try to count out teams in a league like the NFL, that's when you get burned, right?
Yeah, I think a big portion of our talking points over on ESPN this week has been, I don't know if there's really a top dog through 6 weeks in the NFL. It feels like parity is at an all-time high.
Even Colts 5-1 not doing it for you?
I mean, they're a fun story. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl. Spoiler alert, with Danny Jones leading the show out in Indianapolis. But you're right. I mean, like the Buccaneers, I think, are also 5-1. But they lost to the reigning Super Bowl champion. So it's hard to figure out what teams are. And it seems like parity, any team can beat any team, more so than previous years through the first 6 weeks of the season. So to your point, though, Adam, yeah, you still got to bring your A game. I mean, there's no such thing as a guaranteed win in the NFL. You saw the Packers lose to Cleveland, their one loss of the year so far. So no matter who's quarterbacking the Cardinals, it's still a test. It's still a team that's only lost by 1 score each of their first 4 losses. So you got to bring your A game.
The Packers injury report pretty clean this week. Brandon McManus obviously still dealing with
that's a weird one.
His foot issues. It feels like the Packers special teams forever is going to be under fire. When you look at a roster like this, do you think must win is a strong one, but you need a strong showing at least by the like if they come out and stumble like they did against Cincinnati last week? Do you start to get nervous, or is that just, Wisconsin fan and me getting nervous prematurely?
Yes and yes, probably, is the answer to that, Spaltz.
Yes.
I mean, obviously you would love that confidence-building win, kind of similar to what they had against Arizona when they came to Lambeau Field last year. They won 34-13 in Week 6 of the season last year, and that was kind of okay, maybe this team is pretty good. Maybe they are a Super Bowl contender. That was that game for them last year. You kind of thought that would be Cincinnati last week. Ultimately, it was a 9-point win, which is still a good win in the NFL, but it wasn't the 14.5 points they were favored by. So, I mean, obviously, them play a complete complimentary 60 minutes, which we haven't seen yet this season. But to Adam's earlier point, it's just been such a weird year where I don't know if we can expect that, despite the Cardinals being 2-4.
Yeah, well, when we had Tausch on yesterday, and I was talking with him, he made that point that Coach LaFleur had made earlier that we haven't played a complete game, and he made that point about how it's so hard to do that. It's 60 minutes of football, and even at the professional level, it's hard to expect you go just an hour on the field, always at 100%. I mean, games don't end 70-0. For a reason. It's hard to do.
Absolutely. And Tausch played in it. I certainly did not. I don't know if you needed that clarification or not.
What?
But he's right about that. And, a frustrating part, I think, for Packers fans and Matt LaFleur alike is defensively, they haven't been able to, put together, specifically defensively, a full-blown great performance. Even in games that they won impressively. Detroit Week 1, Washington Week 2. They kind of didn't slam the door shut. They kept it cracked open for both Washington and Detroit, and they scored some points there at the end of the game. Hopefully this is the week where maybe they can play a complete 60 defensively.
Alex, I also mentioned yesterday this idea of finding a player early on. We're about a third of the way through the season now. We'll roughly be after the Arizona game, who you get excited for long term. I think Matthew Golden all things considered, when we saw Mark Murphy announce that pick in Green Bay in April, we were all jazzed as hell, as Governor Evers might say, about Matthew Golden being that first receiver in some 20-odd years. But you wonder in the back of your head, okay, are we getting prematurely excited about this guy? Is he just going to be that one we all got jazzed about and then shoo, goes down? But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I am too. I'm right there with you, Adam. His first 100-yard all-purpose game last week, still looking for that elusive first touchdown in his NFL career, young NFL career. But the talent pops off the page with Matthew Golden, right? You have guys you could be jazzed about. The Dontavian Wickses, the Jaden Reeds, the Christian Watsons, the Romeo Dobbses of the world. But there is a clear talent separation when you talk about a first-round talent in Matthew Golden. What he has brought to the table so far has been massively impressive. And I would imagine Matt LaFleur going forward is going to have more and more schemed up for him as he gets more acclimated to the NFL.
For the Packers to come out victorious in Arizona Sunday, they need to do what?
I would just say their quarterback needs to continue playing really good football. He's made some crucial mistakes, though. Few and far between, but the mistakes he has made, the interceptions he has made, or thrown rather, have been at mostly poor times. So as long as he stays away from that and continues to play really good football and take command of that offense, I think they should get out of there with a win. And similarly, defensively, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Get after the quarterback. Don't allow Jacoby Brissett or Kyler Murray, depending on who lines up under center for them. Don't give them too much time in the pocket. And they should come out of this one victorious. However, I shouldn't get too ahead of myself because, as we've talked about, all afternoon, it's hard to win in the NFL.
Before we let you out of here, Alex, Brewers-Dodgers prediction Game 3 tonight.
I think the Brewers win tonight. They're going to find a way. They need to find a way. I think it's low scoring again. I'd say Brewers 4, Dodgers 3, and I think it's probably going to have you biting your fingernails all the way down until the end. But it should be a fun one, and Brewers need one, so let's hope they get one tonight.
Quintana, 9 innings, probably not happening. But if we can get
probably
half of that solidly, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I'd be happy with 5. I'd be happy with 5, maybe even 6 if I could get way ahead of myself.
Green Bay Game Day host Alex Strofe with us on Green and Gold Insiders. Thanks so much, Alex.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Mike.
Do want to get to some breaking news we're just getting now on the national front. Former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton is now going to be formally charged. This is a federal investigation goes into the potential mishandling of classified information. The FBI, of course, searching his home in Maryland and his Washington office earlier this year for classified records. We'll have more on this coming up in the top of the hour news straight ahead here on WTMJ.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Indian Motorcycle, a brand that Polaris Inc. revived as a competitor to Harley-Davidson, is being sold to a private equity firm. Mike Kennedy, a former Harley executive, has been appointed as Indian's new CEO. The cities of Oak Creek and La Crosse are on the radar for Dave's Hot Chicken. A new franchise agreement suggests that 22 locations could open in Wisconsin by 2032. And Rainbow Kitten Surprise will be the first artist to play at the Landmark Credit Union Live when the venue opens February 27th. I'm Addison Lathers from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Business headlines sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For over 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service and luxurious accommodations. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at this newly renovated Milwaukee icon. Enjoy fine dining at acclaimed restaurants and pamper yourself with a service from the Well Spa and Salon. Experience the hotel's afternoon tea program or take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
John Mercure here for Men's Studios. At Men's Studios, it's long-term wellness is the goal. You're going to feel great when you've been at that massage, when you get one of their 11 customizable treatments. You're also going to feel it long-term. You're going to be able to play with your grandkids, golf, do the things you want to do pain-free. That's the goal at Men. Not just get you out of the crisis state, but get you into a state where you feel good all the time. They've got 2 locations. They customize everything. Check out the website, menstudio.com. I've been in the studios. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're nurturing. They're going to take care of you. Men's Studio.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, That's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
We've seen a significant uptick in the number of gasping customers in this 12-foot radius at Penny Mustard.
This is where we display the Joni sofa.
Now that's a gasp-worthy sofa.
You'd never know something this strong and beautiful could be so comfortable. Was that you?
Oh no, it's contagious.
Come see the Joni sofa, starting at just $80 a month with no interest until October of 2027 through October 19th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
WTMJ and Sidex are back again with the Beautiful Bathroom Contest. One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion that's valued up to $10,000. Getting in is easy. All you got to do, snap a pic of your scary shower or terrifying tub or even just one that you're tired of and enter right now. All you got to do, text BOO, that's B-O-O, BOO, to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. You can also head over to WTMJ.com to submit your picture and get the full list of contest rules.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment, Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
And the Dodgers have taken the first two games in the National League Championship Series.
10 times this year we've won 4 in a row, so that's also a possibility.
This is hit a ton. It is back. It is out of here.
The Crew are in Los Angeles, taking on the Dodgers in Game 3 of the National League Championship Series at Dodger Stadium. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 4:30. October runs through the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 4:01. I'm Adam Roberts in for John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. It's Thursday, October 16th. Your top story breaking news, a federal indictment for a former presidential security advisor.
I'm Mike Spaulding in for Julia Fellow, requesting retired teachers to return to the classroom.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and northbound Highway 45 near the Hale interchange, we have the right lane blocked with a crash, so watch out for that. The freeway itself through there is not too much of a problem, although we are seeing some delays from the zoo all the way down to the Hale on the bypass itself. Eastbound 94, we've got backups from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 27th. The westbound side is going to be slow from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Bit of light rain in central Wisconsin right now working its way east. A lot of it dissipating, though. A chance of showers tonight with a low of 56. Partly sunny to start your Friday, then rain chances possible in the afternoon and a high of 72. Right now, partly sunny and 61. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, breaking news just a few moments ago, ex-President Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton now formally charged in a federal investigation into the potential mishandling of classified information. The FBI, back in August, searched Bolton's Maryland home and Washington office for classified records he may have illegally retained. Bolton served in President Trump's first administration before being fired and emerging as a vocal critic of the president. President Trump asked about the indictment during a press briefing just moments ago.
You tell me for the first time, but I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Bolton's attorney says many of the documents seized were approved as part of a pre-publication review for his book.
And as the Senate fails to end the ongoing government shutdown with a 10th vote today, you won't be hearing about it at an airport near you. A video message created for nation's airports featuring Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem blaming Democrats for federal workers going without pay will not be aired at Mitchell. An airport spokesperson telling WTMJ that Milwaukee County law bans political messages on displays in county buildings, which does include the airport. TSA, while it does control some of its own monitors at security checkpoints, won't be playing videos on those either.
83 vacancies need to be filled by Milwaukee Public Schools, and the district is calling on retired teachers to get the job done.
MPS looking for retired teachers to return to the school district. The greatest needs are in special education, middle school grades, art, music, and physical education. Formerly retired teacher Joe Conti tells WTMJ.
I would say think about the good things you remember. You probably forget most of the negatives after you leave. Think about those positives. Think about the things that made you smile. You don't have to do it full time. It wears on you when you do it full time. Think about the good times. You maybe make a few extra bucks for your honey-do list.
MPS had around 100 vacancies at the beginning of the school year. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Veterans in the state of Wisconsin are being forced to relocate after 2 housing facilities officially closed up their doors.
Veteran housing and recovery programs in Chippewa Falls and Green Bay were shut down last month due to a lack of funding in the state budget. The Department of Veteran Affairs releasing a statement blaming the Republican-controlled legislature for failing to provide the funds to keep the sites open. Officials say residents from both facilities have found alternative options, with several moving to a site in Union Grove. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A new Wisconsin law will aim to protect 911 dispatchers from being sued. The governor is signing a bill protecting dispatchers and call centers after they transfer someone in crisis to the National 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. The law does make it easier for dispatchers to connect callers with mental health professionals. That protection does not cover cases of gross negligence or misconduct.
A restaurant in Cudahy closing for the foreseeable future after an early morning fire. The Cudahy Fire Department says it arrived at the Lakeside Pub and Grill just after 6 o'clock this morning, and they found the building heavily damaged by both smoke and fire. The department's battalion chief telling our news partners at TMJ4 that they were able to quickly get the fire under control, but unfortunately not before it destroyed the attic and a large portion of the building's first floor. No injuries were reported. The department says the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
A Brewers fan who has gone viral for the wrong reasons has now lost her job and ballpark privileges. This after a heated exchange with an LA Dodgers fan during Game 2 of the National League Championship Series, caught on phone video.
Call ice. Call ice. I'm a U.S. citizen, war veteran, baby girl.
Video there showing Dodgers fan Ricardo Fossado responding back to the woman in the video, Shannon Koblarczyk, requesting to call ICE on the man. Police eventually ejecting Fossado for disorderly conduct and public intoxication. Koblarczyk was fired from Manpower Group. The Brewers now saying both fans have been banned from future events at the ballpark for violating the guest code of conduct.
Coming up in sports, it's not do or die, but it's pretty darn close.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 4:06.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often, because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The countdown is on to Game 3 of the NLCS. We're now about an hour away from first pitch from Los Angeles. The Brewers needing a big win against the Dodgers this evening as they are down in the NLCS 2-0. Manager Pat Murphy says pitching plans for Game 3 beyond Aaron Ashby are still, quote, under construction.
We've got Quintana, Mizorowski for some bulk. We've got with a day off, all our relievers should be good.
The first pitch is set for 5:08 from L.A. Network coverage on WTMJ starts in about 30 minutes. The Bucks are locking up guard A.J. Green for the next 4 years. ESPN's Shams Charania says the Bucks and Green have agreed to a 4-year, $45 million contract. The Bucks open up the regular season Wednesday against the Washington Wizards.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 409.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and let me say that again. Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors, and we install windows and doors really well. Our team of fine craftsmen show up, lay down drop cloths, remove the old, and install your new beautiful windows, and then clean up behind ourselves so you're left with brand new Pella replacement windows installed by Siding Unlimited and a great experience. Our team from sales to office to install will take you through the process the right way, the Siding Unlimited way, that has earned us the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. If you're getting estimates for windows and doors this fall, be sure to call Siding Unlimited because you can only get Siding Unlimited's professional craftsmen for Pella windows and doors by calling Siding Unlimited. For siding, roofing, windows, and doors, let Milwaukee's National Contractor of the Year, Siding Unlimited, give you a free estimate and start the process. Go to sidingunlimited.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Adam Roberts and Mike Spaulding.
The countdown on till first pitch from L.A. Brewers and Dodgers. NLCS Game 3 coming up in just a little bit. We'll walk you up to it here on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Adam Roberts and Mike Spaulding with you today. We got Debbie on the roads, Isaac's producing, and Tiff Pulo's handling things for us in the Breaking News Center today.
So if you've purchased a car recently, maybe as you're strolling through the lot, you thought to yourself, man, I swear the price of a sedan or a compact SUV didn't used to be this high. Well, you'd be correct. According to Kelley Blue Book, the price of a new vehicle on average topped $50,000 for the first time in recorded history. More from ABC's Matt Rivers.
According to a report from Kelley Blue Book, the average price for a new vehicle has cracked the $50,000 mark for the first time ever. Economists say tariffs on autos and key auto parts are a factor. Also factors a rush to buy electric vehicles before tax breaks expire in September because of President Trump's big, beautiful bill that eliminates them.
And it's not just tariffs or high interest rates that's driving up the price, because remember, those numbers reflect only what people are paying, not manufacturing costs. Bankrate.com analyst Stephen Cates telling ABC News that part of the reason for the higher than average purchase price is because of who is doing the buying, which in this case leans toward the top 25% of earners.
Those people who have wealth and income, they are feeling very comfortable to spend. And those people who may not have the same high levels of income or same high levels of wealth, they're feeling more squeezed by inflation and rising prices and just uncertainty within the economy.
And those higher earners are, of course, willing to spend more.
A lot of that may be electric vehicles, which generally have a higher sticker price, larger SUVs, luxury vehicles. Those are a bigger share of what is being sold today. We're seeing that lower end cars, less expensive cars, they are making up a much smaller share of what's being currently sold.
But there's a price to pay to keep up with the Joneses, as they say. Car debt also reaching record levels, and a growing number of vehicle owners are now owing more on their cars than those cars are worth. According to Edmunds, roughly 25% of vehicle owners say they owe more on their vehicles than they're worth and also carry upwards of $10,000 of car debt. Roughly 30% of used car trade-ins for new vehicles ended up having negative equity, which is the highest number since 2021, which, I don't know if you remember, we were in the midst of a global pandemic.
I do
at
remember,
that point.
yes.
Another issue, Adam, keeping car prices higher than what they typically are is that the used car lot isn't quite the deal that it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Despite vehicles being one of the most quickly diminishing assets that one could invest in, consumers say they're willing to pay more for a used vehicle, even if the gap between new and used isn't that cavernous. Here's Kate's one more time.
Even flexible buyers who are open to new or used cars are finding that costs are pretty similar. When I looked up the cost of a 2021 Nissan Sentra versus a brand new one, the cost difference is roughly $1,000. So you could buy a brand new car for just a little bit more than you might buy a 4-year-old certified pre-owned car. So what is the better value? That is not clear. And when you have to take on debt to buy either one, you want to make sure that the car you buy is going to last and going to work for you for a number of years.
And by the way, that Nissan Sentra, if you're not a car person, is about as typical of a 4-door sedan as you could possibly get. Right now, you can get one starting at about $22,000. Again, that's a very baseline model. So what drew me to the story was the idea of forecasters like using this number of people who have negative equity in their vehicles. Is that going to be able to tell us we're going into a recession or a depression or whatever? Turned out no. They don't use any of those kind of stats like that. But, so I guess all I did was walk away just being thankful that we don't have a new car purchase coming up in the Spaulding household anytime soon. And Adam, you guys, are you car owners? Are you in this group?
So as a lot of people know, I bike to work every single day, but we do have a Prius still hanging on from 2006, and we're going to get every one of those 3,000 plus miles if we can have our way with that.
So my guess is that your car payment every month is not the average price of $749.
No, it is not.
That's good.
Not even near that. Well, if that number is too high for you and you live in the city of Milwaukee, you might seek alternate transportation methods. But if one alderman has his way, one method won't be around forever. We'll explain next.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanners Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanners has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanners, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, it's a big deal, and they can do it so quickly. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Coming up on 418 here on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Debbie, let's get a look at the roads.
Southbound 41, watch for the backups now coming in from the county line down to Good Hope Road, back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive, almost to Burleigh at this point. Northbound is backing up from just north of Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Burleigh. We've also got some delays southbound through the Zoo interchange onto the bypass. And those delays stick around all the way to about Lincoln. Once you get past that, kind of eases up a little bit. We do have a quick tap of the brakes between Oklahoma and Beloit. Nothing major, though. We do have one crash. It's off the freeway system. It's on Highway 45, northbound at Abbott Avenue. It's right near Layton. The right lane on the northbound side there is blocked. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Chance for showers tonight, otherwise mostly cloudy, a low of 56. 72, partly sunny, could see rain late on Friday. Right now, it's 60 and partly sunny in Milwaukee at 418. Walking up to Brewers baseball here in Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Adam Roberts and Mike Spaulding with you on a Thursday. Fireworks were promised at City Hall today, which seems like an oxymoron if you know city government, but there were some to the effect of Alderman Scott Spiker speaking with members of the city's Department of Public Works on the topic item agenda today, the city's streetcar and just how much money it's expected to bring in the proposed 2026 budget. The city expecting it to roughly bring in $2.5 million, that according to the DPW today, and cost just over $7 million to operate. So you can see the split there of about $4 million in the hole. The alderman with some words for the DPW today.
It's not going to make it to the Fiserv. It's not going to make it to Potawatomi. It's not going to make it to Bronzeville. There's these places that it was designed to ultimately go, which now it can't. And to be told, well, just wait for it, like you've seen Hamilton too many times, is a problem, because while we wait, we pay $4 million a year. And our needs are growing. And our status quo is slowly killing us.
So theatrical analogies aside from the 13th District Alderman, we do have to keep also in mind as you're talking about, do we keep the streetcar? Do we take it out, as the alderman suggested on our show earlier this week? Well, keep in mind, the city just hired a new streetcar operations manager, James Vanu, who I've spoken with before exclusively. He's going to make $119,000 next year, according to that budget. And you don't hire someone who has experience working in Europe and in the Middle East on similar projects if you don't plan to have some sort of idea to see this thing through. Now, streetcar as it exists, not going to grow past its 2-mile framework. So for now, it seems as though there's not enough support within City Hall to completely eliminate the streetcar from the budget. We will have to wait and see long term. Coming up on 421 on WTMJ, we'll be back after this. Weather, by the way, brought to you by Sweet Talks Med Spa. Self-love starts at Sweet Talks.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
Green and Gold Insiders on WTMJ is sponsored by Window Nation.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
If your business depends on reliable transportation, here's some good news you can use. Did you know businesses can write off up to 100% of qualified truck purchases in 2025 thanks to the IRS Section 179 tax code? The Ewald Automotive Group is Milwaukee's only certified commercial truck dealer for Ford, Ram, GMC, and Chevrolet with over 200 job-ready trucks in stock like snowplows, dump trucks, cargo vans, and service bodies. Visit ewaldauto.com today for inventory, locations, and more. The professionals at Ewald are ready to work for you.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
We're still rolling out the fun at Fleet Farm's Oktoberfest. Stop in for a free brat Saturday the 18th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. While you're there, be sure to enter our candy corn count contest for a chance to win a Fleet Farm gift card. Plus, don't miss our truckload super sale happening October 16th through the 19th. We've got crazy good deals in-store only, so bring your own truck and load up. Come on in for October festivities all month long at Fleet Farm. And thanks for shopping with us.
Shop smarter with Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan, just a few seconds across the Wisconsin border. Award-winning, organically grown, quality products you can trust. Don't settle for knockoffs in Wisconsin. Get the real deal at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
You know, I love the choice of music, Isaac, although I do have to remind you that Rocky did lose in the first movie, but he won
Valiant
in
effort,
life. We're rocking you up to Brewers baseball here on WTMJ. Yeah, the Brewers do have to have a little Rocky spirit in them, maybe Rocky 2 spirit. Down 0-2 to the LA Dodgers, and now you got 2 for sure on the road at Dodger Stadium. A Game 5, if necessary, would be on Saturday. Mike, as we walk it up here, how are we feeling? I know there's a lot of doomer mentality sometimes in the Brewers fan base. There's history for that, and I think it's our nature as Wisconsin sports fans, as you mentioned with Alex Strofe, to be a little bit doomer sometimes.
Look, I'm going to take it one game at a time, one inning at a time, one batter at a time. I think the Brewers get the W tonight. They're going to win one of these games, and if you're going to win one, you might as well win Game 3.
Yeah, because then you start that train rolling, and I'll tell you this much. If they are able to get it back to a Game 6 at American Family Field.
Yep.
I don't care what happened in the first 2 games. The fan environment will be a factor when they bring it back home because we saw that happen in Game 6 against this same Dodgers team 7 years ago that forced that Game 7. Forget what happened in that one. But Game 6, that was the fan environment at its best 7 years ago.
Game 2 or down 3-2 isn't obviously you'd want to be up 3-2, but down 3-2, coming back to American Family Field, the pressure's on the Dodgers then to close this thing out, especially if the Brewers can get 2 in Game 3 and Game 4.
So we got Aaron Ashby as the opener tonight for the Brewers. He'll go up against Tyler Glasnow. We'll probably see Quintana. Miz may also be an option. And I'll leave you with this. If they come back and win this series, the hype package will start with this quote from Austin Murphy.
The guys respond back really good. Started the season 0-4. Those games were not good, but then they responded with the best record in baseball, so I believe they can do it.
426 on WTMJ. Brewers Baseball is next.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Breast reconstruction is an important aspect of comprehensive breast cancer care, offering the opportunity to restore breast